All right, how is everyone doing this evening? Welcome back to another video. And tonight, what I have for everyone is my full review of the CMF by Nothing Buds Pro truly wireless Bluetooth earbuds. Now, I've been using these earbuds for a good amount of time, and I feel like I've gathered all my thoughts and opinions on them, and that's what I'm going to share with everyone this evening in tonight's video. So hopefully by the end of this full review video, you guys and gals know if these truly wireless earbuds from CMF by Nothing are worth picking up. All right. Tonight's video is being recorded with the primary rear-facing camera on the S10e in 1080p at 30 FPS. I am using my professional studio lights, and we are using my professional clip-on audio lapel microphone. So please let me know what you think of the overall video quality, as well as what you think of the overall audio quality. All the affiliated purchasing links for everything featured in the video, along with all of the extended CMF by Nothing coverage, will be linked up down below in the video description. So as always, if your interest is piqued, or if you'd like to know where you can pick up these headphones or earbuds, I use those words interchangeably, or any or all of the other CMF products, all of that will be linked up down below in the video description, along with my extended coverage. So down below in the video description will truly be like a one-stop shop for you guys and gals, and you should be good to go. This full review will be a long one, so it will be time-stamped for your convenience as well. The timestamps will also be located down below in the video description, and also down below in the video description will be affiliated links. And these affiliated links do earn me a small percentage of commission at no additional cost to you guys and gals. So if you want to consider supporting the channel, using those affiliated purchasing links are a small but mighty way to support the channel, and I look at those affiliate links as a win-win for everyone. So once again, down below in the video description will be like a one-stop shop for you guys and gals, and you should be good to go. All right, without further ado, let's jump into this evening's full review. Now, starting off, when we talk about the CMF Buds Pro, let's talk about the overall build quality. Now, from a build quality standpoint, these earbuds are built primarily out of plastic, and we have like a smooth, almost texturized plastic on the outer edge here, and then we have a glossy plastic on the part with the sensors that goes into your ears, and then we have some mesh plastic material covering the drivers. All right, but all in all, in terms of the build quality, these earbuds are built primarily out of plastic. Now, this does a few things. This makes it so the earbuds are very lightweight and compact, and very comfortable for extended listening sessions, but it also improves the overall durability if you just so happen to drop these earbuds. Plastic is very resistant to breakage when dropped, so that's what the plastic materials all throughout these earbuds add to the earbuds themselves. But in terms of build material, it's built primarily out of plastic. Okay, now talking about the overall design of the earbuds, these earbuds are built in a traditional STEM earbud style design with your ear detection sensors on the inside. Then you have your charging pins, and then we have our microphones located on the bottom right here, as well as the top right here as well. Okay, but in terms of the design, in my opinion, I do have to say, from a look standpoint, I do like the overall design of these earbuds. The one issue that I have with the design is that it incorporates touch controls, okay, not clicky buttons. I would have preferred for CMF to incorporate clicky buttons so you get a more tactile response. This way you know when you've completed an actual action, because you can feel it, and then you got the corresponding action that you can hear with the buds. You don't have that with these buds because they integrate touch controls into the design. So if there was one downside to the design, in my opinion, it would have to be the integration of touch controls. I'm not a fan of touch controls. Okay? But other than that, I have to say overall, the build quality and design of these earbuds, in my opinion, is really good. Really good indeed. Okay? Moving on now, let's dive into the core features that are supported on these earbuds, all right? Now, core feature number 1, these are packing the latest and greatest Bluetooth with Bluetooth 5.3 on board. That means they have a standard range from 10 meters or up to 800 feet, okay? So that's 10 to 240 meters or 33 feet all the way up to 800 feet. And I can tell you guys and gals, the range on these earbuds, we're gonna cover it a little bit more in depth later on in the video, but the range on these earbuds in terms of the Bluetooth connectivity is top notch. So that's core feature number 1. Core feature number 2, these earbuds do support waterproofing, not full waterproofing, but they are sweat proof and water resistant with an IP54 rating. So these are just rated enough to handle workouts. So if you run on the road or you take these in the gym and you get super sweaty, these should stand up to your workouts no matter what, no problems. And I gotta tell y'all, I have taken these on multiple workouts and I didn't have any issues. Got super sweaty, didn't have any issues. So I kind of want to see more waterproofing than that, but it's enough to get the job done. So these have an IP54 sweat proof and water resistant rating. Okay, so you definitely don't want to fully submerge these. Okay, that's core feature number 2. Up next, these earbuds do have built into them active noise cancellation, which is fully adjustable. I'm going to show y'all how to do that on the app walkthrough portion of the video a little bit later on. They do also have a built-in transparency mode, so you can use them while still being able to hear your surroundings as well. All right, and then along with that, they do incorporate 3 microphones into each earbud. Now my cameras might struggle, but we got 2 mics right here at the bottom, right there, and then we got 1 mic at the top right here. Okay, so you do have 3 microphones on each earbud, which is supposed to give you crystal clear phone calls. And spoiler alert, the microphones on these earbuds are indeed top notch. We're gonna dive into that a little bit later on in this video. Okay, so that's core feature number 5. All right, up next, these earbuds do support quick charging, right? So in particular, 10 minutes of charge should give you about 3 hours of usage. Now, sadly, throughout my review period, I was not able to test the quick charging because no matter what I did, I always had at least 20 minutes to charge them. So I always had enough charge to get through whatever I needed to do. But I have no problems in saying that that quick charging estimate from CMF is probably accurate, okay? And I did do an initial test where I charged them for 10 minutes from dead, and they did get up to about 30%, and that was enough to get me roughly about 3 hours, right? So although I didn't fully test it, I do think that is very accurate, and I'm very happy to see that these earbuds do have built-in quick charging on board. All right, we're going to talk about charging speeds for the buds and the case a little bit later on in the video, but that's core feature number 6. Okay, core feature number 7, the charging case does support USB Type-C. So say it with me, y'all. One cable to rule them all, USB Type-C, all the things. So if you just have one USB Type-C charging cable and you're leaving the house, you should have no problems charging up these earbuds, okay? So that's core feature number 7. Core feature number 8, and I always feel compelled to point this out, these earbuds do support true stereo mode usage, so using both earbuds at the same time, as well as true independent mode usage, so using one earbud at a time for hypermiling the battery and getting the most battery life out of the earbuds, okay? So that's core feature number 8, right? Now, also these earbuds do have a full-featured dedicated companion app that is available on the iOS App Store as well as the Google Play Store. I'll have links to all of the companion applications for all of the CMF products located down below in the video description. So whether you're using the earbuds or the watch, you should have links to all the applications that you need for your CMF products, okay? Down below in the video description. But that's core feature number 8, okay? And that goes over all of the core features. And I must say, in terms of the core features, I feel as though CMF provided everything that you would want to see on a modern pair of truly wireless Bluetooth earbuds, okay? Now, up next now, let's keep it moving. Let's dive into how I feel about the overall sound quality of the buds, how I feel about the overall volume of the buds, and how I feel about the overall bass coming out of these earbuds right here. Now, if you want a more live impression, more live reaction, please feel free to check out my fit and sound demo that I will have linked up down below in the video description as well. But I'm just gonna reiterate my opinions from that video. So in terms of the overall sound quality, I would have to say these are top notch. In terms of the overall volume, I would have to say these are top notch. And in terms of the overall bass, I'd have to say the bass on these is good, okay? Not quite top notch, not quite really good, but good. You can feel the bass, you know it's there, it's noticeable, but it's just missing a little bit of oomph, okay? Just a little bit of punch and a little bit of that extra grit so you can really feel the music. But overall, the bass on these is good, okay? So overall, putting all 3 categories into perspective, that means that it is really good across the board for each category, okay? You drop the other 2 categories down because one category got a good instead of a really good or a top notch. So overall, the sound quality on these is really good, the overall volume on these is really good, and the overall bass is good, okay? Up next now, let's dive into how I feel about the overall mic quality on these, or i.e. the overall microphone performance. And I gotta say, in terms of testing out the microphones, I did everything that you can possibly do with these earbuds in terms of testing out the microphones. I dictated a bunch of text messages, I dictated a bunch of emails, I dictated a bunch of voice commands with iOS and Android, and I gotta say the microphone performance for these earbuds is top notch. And I also took a variety of phone calls, whether it be video calls or standard phone calls. It was more video phone calls than standard phone calls. And I gotta say, overall, caller said I sounded really good, as if I was using the built-in receiver on either one of my smartphones. So that leads me to say the overall mic quality, or i.e. microphone performance coming out of these earbuds, is top notch in my opinion, okay? Up next now, let's briefly go through the overall pairing steps for these earbuds, okay? Then I'm going to walk everyone through the companion application for the earbuds and the Bluetooth earbud button controls, all right? So first things first, you wanna make sure you prep your devices, okay? So let me unlock my iOS device. We're gonna demo this on a iPhone 11, and I'm just going to turn on Bluetooth. You swipe down from the right to bring up your action center. Then you tap on your Bluetooth icon right here. Okay, give it a second to turn on. Then you can press and hold on it twice to go into the Bluetooth subsettings. Then you want to tap on the Bluetooth settings menu right here to take you into the main Bluetooth subsettings here. Okay, now your iOS device is prepped and ready to go. So we can put that down. Let's prep our Android device. Okay, so Android, pretty much very similar. So we tap the screen to turn it on. Let's unlock it with our fingerprint. You want to go to your home screen, and then you want to swipe down twice to bring up your quick toggles. Then you want to tap on the Bluetooth quick toggle one time to turn it on. Then you press and hold on it to take you into the Bluetooth subsettings for Android, right? Then you want to tap on this right here where it says pair a new device. This will put your Android device into pairing mode, and now it's ready to pair with the earbuds. Okay, good stuff. Now, let's put the earbuds into pairing mode. Now to do this, you have to open the case, put the earbuds in the case, make sure they start charging, and then we're gonna press and hold the pairing button right here for 2 seconds and wait for it to start to pulse. All right, so let's do that now. Drop in 1, okay, drop in 2, okay, make sure it starts charging, okay, close it, let it sit for a second, whoops, drop test in the case, didn't mean to do that, open it, okay, and then now we just want to press this button here for 2 seconds, let the light start pulsing, and then that will put the earbuds into pairing mode. So here we go, 1, 2, okay, you see that light start pulsing? And now on our iOS device, you can see it right there, the Buds Pro. And then also on our Android device, you can see it popped up right here, and it does have Android Fast Pair for your Android devices. So you can see the fast pairing already popped up and it's ready to connect. Let's do iOS first. And pretty much all we have to do is tap on the Buds Pro icon to initiate the pairing process. So tap, it's gonna start to pair and it's gonna connect right up. And you can see right there, it says the earbuds are connected. Now, unfortunately, these are not a set of earbuds that can pair up to 2 devices at one time. And you can't use these pair of earbuds simultaneously across 2 devices at one time. So to pair to Android, you need to disconnect iOS, okay? And then you need to put them back into pairing mode by pushing on the button here, 2 seconds, 1, 2, puts it back into pairing mode, and then you can see it pops up with Android Fast Pair on our Android device. And then all we have to do now is push the connect button, okay? And it's gonna connect, and we just tap setup, it will set up, then we can launch the app and finish the walkthrough. So we hit setup, now it launches the app, and we're good to go. And just like that, it's connected. Now, the first time you launch the application, it will walk you through the initial setup. It will walk you through the buds. It will walk you through the button controls and then drop you out to this home screen right here. Okay, but since I've done that prior, all it did was launch the application and drop me out to the home screen on the application. And this home screen is the same on either device. So whether you use an Android device or an iOS device, it's the same. Now, one thing I want to point out is on your Android devices, you do get your battery percentage in the quick toggles right here. Okay, so you can see it tells you to connect the device, and then it also tells you the battery percentage, so the earbuds are fully charged. And then inside the sub settings, if we go in, I turned it off by accident, turn it back on, it will automatically reconnect. And you also get your battery percentage inside of the Bluetooth subsettings for Android, and you'll get right and left. I don't know why I said life. You'll get right and left battery percentages for each earbud, okay? But if you want to see the case battery percentage, you have to go inside of the application and have the earbuds in the case to see the case charge status, okay? That is for Android. Let's turn it off here. Boom. And now let me show you on iOS. So if we turn Bluetooth back on iOS, it's gonna automatically reconnect. If it doesn't, we could just tap on it. So let's tap on it. And it connected. And now when you want to see your battery percentage for the buds on iOS, you can see that from your Action Center. So it tells you right next to the phone battery percentage, you see you got that battery icon with the headphones icon right next to it. That tells you the battery level for the earbuds, okay? And then also from the lock screen, if you open up your device, you can see on the lock screen, it tells you the earbuds battery percentage, and that's also how you would know that the earbuds are connected, okay? So that is how you pair up the earbuds to an iOS device, and that is how you pair up the earbuds to an Android device. That is also how you can tell the battery level when your earbuds are connected to an iOS device, as well as when your earbuds are connected to an Android device, okay? Now, for this next portion of the video, I'm just going to put in some pre-recorded footage so I can walk you guys and gals through the companion application as well as the Bluetooth earbud button controls and how I feel about them and how you can configure them to your liking. So I hope everyone enjoys this next portion of the video, and I'll be right back. I'll see you guys on the other side. I'll see y'all in a second. Alright everyone, now in this portion of the video, I just want to take everyone through the companion application and the Bluetooth earbud button controls for your CMF Buds Pro. Alright, so whether you're on the Android Play Store or the iOS App Store, you want to go to the store of your choice and find this application, the Nothing X application, right? Then when you tap on it, it will take you through the initial setup process. You'll select your buds, you'll pair with your device, and then it will bring you out to this home screen, right? And now with the earbuds in the case, but leaving the case open, you can see the charge level for each bud, and you can see the charge level for the case, right? Then below that, you can see we have our equalizer settings, which I keep mine on custom EQ because I like how it sounds when everything is zeroed out. But with custom EQ, you can dial in the EQ exactly how you want it. So I can literally adjust this any way I want it. Okay. And then it will automatically set after I stop the adjustments. But I like having mine set to 0. So I'm just going to zero that back out. And then we have balanced, we have more treble, we have more bass, and we have voice. Now, realistically, I tested all of these EQs, and my favorite two are custom and voice. I use voice when I'm listening to my audiobooks, and then I use custom all the other times, right? But that's the EQ and your different presets and how you can customize it. Coming out of that, then we have our earbud button controls. Now this is different for the left and the right. So you can do double tap on the left, which you can see I have mine to go back a track or restart a track, but you can make it play, pause, forward or back, or voice assistant, or you can do it answer and end, right? And then you can change it whether you're using the right or the left. So you can see I have my right set to skip forward, I have my left set to skip backwards, right? Then I have either bud set to decline an incoming call with a triple tap. And then I have either bud set with a tap and hold to activate the voice assistant. Now you can also change that to do your noise cancellation, but I like using voice assistant. Okay, and then you could also do a double tap and hold. I don't really like a double tap and hold. It's a little bit too cumbersome for me, but you can set the double tap and hold to volume up and down, or voice assistant, or no action. Now, the thing that I don't like about these touch controls, and you've heard me mention it in other videos, before the latest software update, there was a single tap option, a single tap for play and pause, a single tap to answer and end. After the update, that single tap option went away. So now I'm either stuck double tapping or triple tapping, or tapping and holding, or double tap and holding, and it's a little bit much for me, okay? Especially with someone with a disability who doesn't like touch controls in general. I prefer physical clicky buttons, because then I can feel the haptic feedback from the click, and I can hear the physical click. So I prefer physical clicky buttons, right? But these touch controls are a little bit cumbersome, and it's too much multi-tapping to do different things. So CMF, y'all definitely want to readjust your touch controls, all right? And bring back a single tap for answer and end, and a single tap for play and pause, right? Because it was so much better like that. I don't know why y'all took that away with the latest software update, okay? But that's your button controls. And again, it gives you a physical demonstration of how to do it when you open it to change it, right? So you can see double tap forward, so on and so forth, and it gives you the nice demonstration. So I do like how they have the app laid out, but I don't like how they took away button controls. Okay, so that's your button controls. Then we have our different modes. So we have ambient mode, so you can use this and still hear your surroundings. Now the ambient mode, in my opinion, does need a little bit of work. It works, but I do want it to be a little bit stronger. I almost wish you can adjust it. And then we have our noise cancellation mode, which oddly enough, you can adjust. So you can max it out, you can add less, you can add a little bit more. I leave mine maxed out, and I do think the noise cancellation mode is good, but I would have liked the ability to adjust the transparency mode to make it less intense or more intense, and I do feel like it does need to be a little bit more intense, okay? But to save battery life, the majority of the time, I have this turned off to maximize my battery life, because with either of these modes turned on, your battery life does get greatly reduced, all right? So that takes you through the equalizer, that takes you through the button controls and how to configure them, and that takes you through your different earbud modes, right? Now, if you want to get to some additional modes, or you would like to know more about your buds, you tap the gear icon in the upper right hand corner, and this is where you can turn off and turn on your your in-ear detection sensor. I don't know why I was about to say noise detection. Your in-ear detection sensor that's located on the side of the buds. I have mine turned off, okay? Then this is also where you get access to the ability to find your buds if you lose them, which you do need to make sure they do have at least a 20% charge for this to work. And then you can have access to your low latency gaming mode, all right? And again, if you turn these things on, it does take up more battery life. So to maximize the battery life, I just have it turned off. Then you can see your software version, and you can also scan for updates from settings. So if we check for updates, we can see right now it's up to date, okay? And then if you would like to know anything more about your buds, you could tap on tips and support. Then you would have to select your buds, okay? And then it will let you know everything that you need to know in terms of features, button controls, what does what, okay? Anything you need to know is in here. And then commonly answered questions and troubleshooting errors. All of that's in here. Okay, so again, I really like how they've laid out their application. I just feel like they need to reconfigure their button controls. All right, they need to add the ability to intensify the transparency mode, make it more intense or less intense, and then they should be good to go. Now, if I slide this over here, let me slide the camera over real quick. If we hit the hamburger menu in the upper left hand corner, this is where we can add more buds, okay? Or we can change different application settings from here. So you can see we can control the notifications, the theme, you can rate them, you could take a look at the user agreement, the privacy policy, the terms and uses of service, and you can also join their improvement program to get notifications and updates as soon as CMF pushes them out. Now, I have not joined that program, but this is where you can gain access to doing so, and they do ask you to join that program when you first launch the application and you're setting up your buds, but I chose not to. But this, guys and gals, pretty much takes you through the companion application and the Bluetooth earbud button controls for the CMF Buds Pro. Now I'm going to go ahead and jump back into the full review, so I will see you guys on the other side. All right, I hope everyone enjoyed the previous section of the full review video. Now let's continue on with the full review. So we went through the pairing steps, we went through all the other categories. The next category is the overall Bluetooth range and strength. Now, as I said earlier, these earbuds support Bluetooth 5.3 on board, giving them a standard range of 10 meters or all the way up to 240 meters, or translating that means they have a standard range of 33 feet to 800 feet. And I gotta tell y'all, in terms of the Bluetooth range and strength, I had no issues with these earbuds. No issues whatsoever. Going through my standard Bluetooth tests, so connecting up my device here in my bedroom or my office where I do most of my recording, and then leaving my connected device here and walking, I was easily able to make it down to my driveway, the straight driveway where I park my car, and easily almost down the entire driveway, which is easily more than 100+ feet away from where I do my recording, and that is through at least 16 minimum concrete walls. So that's just a testament to how good the overall Bluetooth range and strength is of these earbuds. Okay, top-notch overall Bluetooth range and strength in my opinion. Okay, let's move on to the next category now. Okay, now up next, let's talk about the overall durability of these earbuds. Now I have to say, in my time with these earbuds, I have not dropped them. Okay, and I would have to say I'm more than 2 to 2.5 weeks in, and I'm surprised, let me knock on wood, that I haven't dropped them, because you know your boy is Mr. Super Clumsy. So it's just a matter of time. But I will update y'all in future videos in terms of the durability. But as I said, with their plastic construction, that should make them very durable. But you still need to be extremely careful, because although that plastic construction means they're more apt to survive, all it really takes to ruin the earbuds is one good drop. So you do want to be extremely careful, but I do believe the overall durability on these should be top notch. Again, I will update y'all in future videos in regards to the overall durability, because through my initial review process, I have not dropped these. And you can see they are still in pristine condition here. Okay, now I do have my own custom tips on them, but that's just for comfort and fit. But they are still in pristine working and looking condition. Okay, Okay, so moving on now, stepping away from the durability category, let's now talk about the overall charge times and the overall battery life of these earbuds. Let's go. Now, before I can give y'all my particular results, let's go over the manufacturer's estimates, okay? Now, for reference, I don't know how CMF tested their earbuds. I don't know what volume they tested the earbuds at, but in regards to my testing, I tested the earbuds at 35% volume and 50% volume respectively. And I did so not testing heavily transparency mode, and I did so not testing heavily noise cancellation mode. Now, if you use those two modes heavily, you will get a very drastic reduction in battery life, okay? So to maximize the battery life, in my opinion, you have to turn both of those modes off. But if you want to use them, the modes are there and they do work, okay? But that being said, let's get into these manufacturer's estimates. I'll also put them up on the screen and post as well. But the manufacturer quoted that these earbuds should get you 11 hours on a single charge, okay? And up to between 22 and 39 hours, including the charging case. Meaning that the charging case should get you between 2 to 3 additional charges, all right? And then also, the manufacturer did state that if you use either transparency mode or active noise cancellation, your battery life goes down to 6.5 hours, okay? So again, to get the most battery life out of these, you don't want to use active noise cancellation and you don't want to use transparency mode. But if you do, that's going to drop you from 11 hours to 6.5 hours, okay? Now, that goes over the manufacturer's estimates. Let's get into my actual results. Now, I tested this 2 distinct ways, 3 to 5 times each way, okay? So I tested it in stereo mode, and I got on average with the buds anywhere between 9.5 to just over 10 hours, okay? And including the charging case, that got me between 18 and just over 20 hours. And in my testing, the charging case actually got me 2 additional charges. I just was not able to get that 3rd additional full charge. Okay, so that's my particular results in stereo mode, and I'll throw my results up on the screen so y'all can see it for yourself. Okay, the raw numbers. Okay, I'm just summarizing for the video. And then I also tested the buds in independent mode, 1 earbud at a time. And this is where they did hit the manufacturer's estimates. So in independent mode, I was getting between 9 and 11 hours. And then including the charging case, I was getting between 18 and just below 21 hours, okay? And once again, the charging case only got me 2 additional charges, okay? So these do have really good battery life in my opinion, but I really wanted to see them get the 11-hour estimate in stereo mode usage as well as independent mode usage. But they do hit that 11-hour mark if you use the earbuds independently, okay? Now, let's go over some charging information. So we went over the battery life, we went over my particular results, and I want to reiterate, these particular results, as I say in all of my earbud videos, are based on my style of heavy usage. And the fact that I tested the earbuds at 35% volume and 50% volume respectively. Now, your usage may vary, and the percentage that you keep the earbuds at in terms of volume may vary, so your particular battery life results may vary. But if I was to make an overall recommendation, I would probably say to get the best overall experience, you want to keep these at about 50% volume. And you want to set the EQ inside of the application, as I discussed earlier, you want to set it to custom. In my experience, the custom EQ setting everything to 0, got me the overall best sound experience. Okay, just my quick recommendation. You could take it or leave it. Okay, now moving on, let's talk about the charge times for the buds and the charge times for the case. All right, and none of these things were stated in any of CMF's advertising or marketing, so I had to pretty much eyeball these. Okay, now in my particular testing, the earbuds themselves took just over an hour to reach a full charge. That's really good in my opinion. And then in my particular testing, the charging case itself took anywhere between 2 hours to reach a full charge to just over 2 hours and 15 minutes to reach a full charge. So from a low battery state to full, the charging case would take about 2 hours. From completely dead to full, the charging case will take about 2 hours and 15 minutes to reach a full charge. Now, one thing I want to reference is I use fast charging, right? So I'm getting the absolute fastest charge anytime I plug anything in. If you use the included cable and a third-party brick, depending on the speed of the brick and the quality of the included cable, your charging results may vary. Also, if you don't use a charging brick, if you do something like plug the included cable into something like your desktop port, it's gonna charge a little bit slower. If you plug it into something like your laptop port, it's gonna charge a little bit slower. If you plug it into something like a power bank, it's gonna charge a little bit slower. You need to have a high quality charging brick and a high quality charging cable to get the absolute fastest charging speeds. I've done videos, right, on high quality inexpensive charging cables and high quality inexpensive charging bricks, just like I've done full videos on the Gantt 65 watt CMF fast charger. I'll link these videos up down below in the video description, okay? But that being said, the earbuds themselves take an hour to just over an hour to reach a full charge, okay? And the charging case takes 2 hours to just over 2 hours to reach a full charge, all right? And for reference, okay, the charging case says it's low when it hits 30%. That's when this red light comes on. That's how you know the charging case is low. So if you plug it in when you get that low red LED indicator, it's gonna charge up in about 2 hours. If you drain the charging case to completely dead, it's gonna take just over 2 hours. And let me point out something else. Now, when you put the earbuds into the charging case, it will light up and show you the battery for the buds based on the indicator. So if I drop this in, okay, that white LED indicates that the buds have a full charge. Now if you close it, that's still indicating that the buds have a full charge, okay? Now when you take them out, okay, then you're getting the status for the charging case based on the LEDs, okay? So now the status of the LED is telling you the battery status for the charging case without the buds in it, okay? I just wanted to point that out so everyone knows what to look for, okay? So that goes over the charge times for the buds, that goes over the charge times for the case, and that goes over the overall battery life for the buds and the case, okay? Now, in terms of the battery life and charge times, I would have to say CMF by nothing did a top-notch job, okay? The fact that you can charge up these earbuds in just about an hour and you can get anywhere between 9 to 11 hours of usage, that is top-notch overall battery life in my opinion and top-notch overall charge times in my opinion. Yes, the charging case does charge a little slow, but you should still have enough battery and enough charge, including both, to get you easily through a day, if not 2 days, depending on your usage. So this is the type of battery life and this is the type of charge times that I would like to see out of all truly wireless earbuds and their charging cases moving forward. All right, this is rivaling something like the Galaxy Buds Plus, which is one of my favorite of all time, you can say, earbuds ever to come to the public. Okay, so good stuff there indeed. Now moving on, let's now summarize the positives of these earbuds and let's summarize the negatives of these earbuds, and then we're going to talk about the pricing. I'm going to give y'all my overall final thoughts and make an overall recommendation. Okay, now let's jump into these positives first, and it's pretty much going to be a summary of everything that I talked about throughout the video, but I'll have a full list of the positives thrown up in post, and I'll have a full list of the negatives thrown up in post. So if you watch no other category from this full review video, as long as you watch this next category, the positives and negatives category, you should get a really good overall idea as to how I feel about these earbuds, and if not, I can recommend them. That being said, as I always say, and this is pretty much a disclaimer, I am not perfect and I never claim to be. So if you pick up these earbuds and you experience a positive that I did not mention, leave that down below in the comments. Same thing applies to if you pick up these earbuds and you experience a negative that I did not mention, leave that down below in the comments. As always, all feedback is greatly appreciated, and only through providing our feedback, especially to the manufacturers, can we get overall improvements, especially based on the amount of money that we're paying for these products. Okay, if we don't leave our feedback, companies will think it's okay to rest on their laurels. Okay, our customers didn't say anything, so I guess they're happy, so we don't have to do anything. You have to leave your feedback to get overall improvements. And remember, if you're leaving your feedback, remember to keep it respectful, please. We're all grown-ups. We should be able to respectfully share our opinions, okay? So, that being said, let's dive into these positives now, okay? The overall build quality and design of the earbuds, in my opinion, is really good, okay? I'm taking off the top notch because I don't like the touch controls. So that downgrades the build quality to really good, okay? The overall core feature set of these earbuds is extremely solid. Again, CMF did a great job incorporating all the features that they did into these earbuds, okay? The overall sound quality, volume, and bass of the earbuds is really good, okay? The overall microphone quality coming out of these earbuds is top notch, okay? The overall Bluetooth range and strength of these earbuds is top notch. The overall durability of these earbuds is top notch. Again, I'm gonna update y'all in future videos in regards to the durability. The overall charge times and the overall battery life of these earbuds are top notch. And these earbuds are available at a really great price. The price is something we're gonna talk about at the end of the video coming up here. Okay, so that goes over all of the positives, right? Now let's talk about the negatives. Okay, negative number one is these earbuds, and in particular the charging case does not support wireless charging. And yes, I know I don't have it plugged in, but it doesn't support it anyway, so even if I did have it plugged in, it wouldn't work. Okay, I really, especially for the price, I would have loved to have seen wireless charging in the charging case for these earbuds. Prime example, the Buds Plus can be had for the same price as these, which is $50, right? And the Buds Plus has wireless charging in the charging case. And I've reviewed cheaper earbuds than these that have wireless charging built into the charging case. So the fact that these earbuds don't have wireless charging at their current price point, that's a negative right there, and that definitely needs to be improved. Okay? So that's negative number 1. Okay? Negative number 2. And you already knew I was gonna say it because I've been saying it throughout this video. I am not a fan of the touch controls. And even further still, the layout of the touch controls has changed with a software update. So CMF, okay, put the touch controls back to how they were out of the box after the initial setup. They removed some touch controls with the update. Please fix it and put it back how it was. And maybe for your next iteration of these earbuds, please bring physical clicky buttons, okay? Now, that's personal preference. Some of you guys may not have an issue with touch controls. Because of my disability and my dexterity issues, I do, okay? So that negative is more personal preference, but some of y'all may be like me and may not like touch controls. I don't like touch controls, okay? I tried to give these earbuds a chance, but no, they fell flat on their face, especially where I'm concerned. 9 times out of 10, I ended up using whatever connected device to control the earbuds over the touch controls, okay? Also, I also found that I was constantly activating either transparency mode or noise cancellation by mistake. So CMF, you guys need to have a more distinctive tone for when these modes are activated, because I noticed some battery drain only to realize that, oh, I had transparency mode on when I didn't want it on. Or, oh, I had active noise cancellation on when I didn't want it on. So CMF, you need a more distinctive chime or a more distinctive action, so as the end user, I can easily distinguish when certain modes are turned on. So that needs improvement. The distinction between when certain modes on the earbuds are turned on needs to be improved. So that's a negative right there. Okay, and the transparency mode in particular definitely needs some improvements. Okay, so no wireless charging, that's negative number 1. The transparency mode and active noise cancellation needing improvement, that's negative number 2. No clicky tactile buttons, very frustrating touch controls, that's negative number 3. And then my last negative, and this is pretty much a standard here, there is no built-in status percentage readout LED, okay? You could have easily put a readout percentage LED here. So you could have had one telling you the percentage for the earbuds themselves and another telling you the percentage for the charging case and vice versa. This way, I don't need to open the case and open the app to know what the battery percentage is for the case or know what the battery percentage is for the buds, okay? So I really would have liked to have seen a built-in percentage readout display on the charging case. So that's negative number 4, all right? And that, guys and gals, at least in my opinion, goes over all the negatives that I experienced with the CMF Buds Pro from nothing. Okay, now let's get into the final part of the video. Let's talk pricing. Let me get into my final thoughts and let me make my overall recommendations. Okay, now I actually picked up these earbuds with the fast charger together, and then I picked up the watch separately. Okay, so the earbuds and the fast charger came up to just over $95. I'll have my digital receipt or screenshot thrown up in post for y'all to check out. With that being said, let's go to the live listing for the earbuds and see how much they're currently going for by themselves. All right, so let's pull up the Amazon and let's go to the live listing. And right now they're going for $49 flat. Let's see if there's any used listings. Maybe people didn't like them or they already started selling them used. No, there is no used listings on Amazon. So right now, and they do not have Prime shipping. So right now, they're available on Amazon with no Prime shipping for $49 flat. Keep in mind, you will still have to factor in shipping and handling, okay? And again, as y'all see from my digital receipt, I bought these earbuds with the fast charger, so it came up to just over $90, okay? That being said, I also bought the watch separate, and the watch itself came up to just over, after taxes, $95, okay? So you can combine both the prices you see on the screen to see just how much I spent on all the CMF Buy Nothing products, okay? That being said, at that price of $49 flat for just the earbuds by themselves, can I recommend you guys and gals pick these earbuds up? Or do I feel like there's another set of earbuds I can recommend? Or should you wait for the price to get cheaper? Now, at that price of $49, I can easily recommend you guys and gals pick these earbuds up. Are they perfect? No, not by any means. Do they need improvement? Yes, they do. But for the price, they do offer a lot, especially in regards to the battery life. And so based on that, I can easily recommend you guys and gals pick these up. You should have an overall enjoyable experience, in my opinion. That being said, are these a pair of earbuds that I plan on keeping for extended coverage and extended usage? Well, yes indeed. For those of you who don't know, I have given away all of my Galaxy Buds Plus. So for the past few months, I have been stuck using this right here, the Beat Studio first generation, and this right here, the Pixel Bud A series, right? And although these earbuds are good, I've been desperately dying for a set of really good earbuds with similar battery life to the Galaxy Buds Plus that I loved so much. So much so that I bought 3 different sets. Now, sadly, I am a soft, kind-hearted person at heart. So when people tell me they need something and I'm not hurting for it, I can go ahead and give it to them, okay? It's just how I am, okay? If you're not hurting for it and you can afford to give somebody something and they need it, why not go ahead and do it, okay? Pass on the goodwill so the goodwill can be returned to you, okay? Positive energy gets returned in abundance, okay? Pass on the blessings so you can get the blessings returned to you. All right, so I was not hurting for earbuds, so I went ahead and gave away all 3 sets of my favorite earbuds. It just is what it is, okay? So I've been desperately dying for a decent set of earbuds with really good battery life compared to what I had from my all-time favorite earbuds in the Galaxy Buds Plus. So will I be keeping these earbuds for extended coverage? Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. At least until I find something better. And y'all know we review a lot of earbuds around here, so no doubt I'll be able to find something better. But at least for now, these are what we're going to be rocking with. And can I recommend y'all pick them up if I was unclear? Yes, I can. Yes, indeed. All right. So I hope you guys and gals enjoyed this full review video. I hope you guys and gals found it helpful. If you did, you know what to do. Please help your boy out by giving the video a thumbs up. That really does help me out. You don't know how much. I hope everyone is having a great evening. Hope you guys and gals are staying safe out there. And I will catch everyone in the next video. Have a good one, everybody. We're out of here. Peace.